Hi, everyone. Good morning. This is Bhupendra here from Canada. Um, and we're going to talk about the migration accelerator, especially around the data platforms. And that's the focus for the webinar. So let's get started. Um, and I'm joined with Amit. Amit, can you go to the next slide? All right. Hi. So I'm co-founder and CRO at Canerica. We've been in the business for the last 10 years as Canerica, and we both of us are in the industry building products, data solutions for more than 30 years. And I'm joined with Amit Chandak, who is the Chief Analytical Officer and Microsoft MVP for data platform. So we are going to be the host for today's evening. Coming to Canerica, we are automation first data and AI solutions company dedicated to transforming the business challenges into growth opportunities through innovative and impactful strategies. Usually, we focus mainly on the data and AI, but overall, we are the trusted partner for customers and advising the driving AI-enabled digital transformation. Being the strong Microsoft top 1% partner, we are accelerating our enterprise modernization with Microsoft technologies. Our mission is to enable the business transformation with innovative, sustainable, and AI-driven solutions. Been in business for 10 plus years and more than 500 KPIs delivered, 100 plus clients served, and all the 90% numbers that you see on the slides are associated with the data accuracies that we engage in, or the client referenceability, or the if we are implementing AI, then what's the prediction accuracy that we both have. So that's who we are. Uh, and we are Austin, Texas headquartered company, and with the sales offices in Atlanta, Georgia, and Singapore for APAC. And apart from Austin as the delivery center, we have Hyderabad in offshore, giving the advantage for all our clients to deploy the team near to them and the cost-effective way. And in the near shore, from US perspective, we have offices in Cordoba, Argentina. We were identified by Forbes as America's 2025 Best of Startup Employees as well. And since we are mostly play around with the data and AI, production data. Sometimes it's healthcare or supply chain and whatnot. And therefore, we are certified in all required regulations across ISO 27001, 701, SOC 2, GDPR, ISO 9001. And also from the maturity perspective, we are level 3, CMI level 3 certified company. And from Microsoft partnership perspective, we have multi-level partnership, starting with the data and AI, the data warehousing, the infrastructure, and whatnot. So strong Microsoft data and AI company, and um, these are the technology that we work in. From the Microsoft stack perspective, Power BI, Fabric, Copilot, Purview, Power Platform, and Synapse, and automation mainly on the Power Automate and UiPath. On cloud, it is Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud for the most part. And our AI solution, which is about 30 plus different AI models, agentic AI solution that we have built. We have kept our solutions completely base model agnostic. That means our model can work with if it is a language-based model, then they can work with OpenAI or Cloud or Gemini or Grok, and remaining our traditional AI models that we have delivered. This year, I guess we have delivered about 12 agents or agentic AI solutions for ourselves and for customers, and there are about 18 are in pipeline. So if any of you are um, having any plans apart from the migration, which is also AI-based migration, if there are any AI agent solution that you're looking for, Canada would be the place to go. And when it comes to data engineering, strong expertise the team has, right from Microsoft to Databricks to Snowflake. and I am myself, I'm an ex-Informatica. So apart from that, Alteryx, Fivetran, DBT Labs, Talent, Dremio, whatnot. So that's the expertise that we bring on the table. And on overall services perspective, right from the AI consulting services, data governance consulting, or data-driven decision-making consulting services, starting from there all the way to data engineering implementation across various technologies or AI solutions implementation. We have our own IP, which is the Migration Accelerators, and that's why we are here today. And these covers from if customer want to move from Azure, which includes either the Data Fabric or Synapse to Microsoft Fabric. SQL services, whether it's SSIS, SSAS, SSRS to Fabric, Informatica to Microsoft Fabric migration, or Databricks or DBT, Crystal Reports to Power BI, Tableau to Power BI, Cognos, and SSRS. So these are the solutions that we're going to talk about. We'll see the live demo as well during the course of the webinar today. All these migration accelerators are AI enabled and brings a lot of our migration experience that we have done for our customers, whether it's a large banking customer migrating their 3,000 plus Informatica workflows to Talent, or a healthcare company trying to move their Crystal reports, um, 40,000 uh, reports migration to Power BI, or Tableau, about 6,000 uh, workbooks or 1,600 dashboards migrating to uh, Microsoft Power BI. So large migration we have the team has handled and successfully migrated. Most of these solutions are available through Azure Marketplace as well. You can go and sign up, do a free trial, and if you need any assisted migration, we are there. Otherwise, you can do it yourself. And apart from that, the company also offers the intelligence automation, be it Power BI, Power Automate or UiPath services as a managed services or implementation services, or there's a unique offering that you can plug into your migration services, as well as your ETL or platform building um, solutions, as well as we call it, and data validation, where you can pick up any uh, the two data sources or three data sources that you want to reconcile three-way or two-way, and the AI-enabled solution would do that for you. And all these accelerators and the data validation framework is serviced through or offered through our own IP called or IP product called Flip. And Flip is the AI-powered no-code, low-code SaaS platform. Solutions can be get delivered through our SaaS, and at times when customer says or partner says, no, I need my own installation in my own cloud, and we always discuss that through the commercials and then take it from there. Absolutely. So that's our expertise, and our engagement starts right from the discovery, especially in the migration perspective. We have the migration, the discovery tool, which will go and identify the scope of migration. Um, be it, let's say, we recently did discovery for 160 plus Tableau sites, covering all this big number of dashboards. So we identify those automated through the automated discovery systems, or and then convert into proposal, map the migration blueprints, and then the actual planning is to start the prepare the execution plans, cleans, validate, and the test data readiness, and the entire migration in phases, in priority with the prospect, customers, partners, be it department wise, be it location wise, be it cost center wise, depending on various parameters. It could be complexity if nothing more. Um, So that's how we plan, and then the QA comes in where we validate the accuracy, whether it's 74% or 75 or 80%, depending on the case and the technology that we choose. There are no accelerators which would be a button click. There will always manual work involved at individual dashboard level due to, let's say, for the lack of better example, could be coloring of your system. So those kind of things always shows up. And then, of course, when we are migrating the legacy and the going to new technology, new platform is catching up on the technology or on the solution. So some minor tweak or manual tweak always comes up, and that makes it anywhere between 7 to 17%, or from the migration automation perspective, it could be 74%, 83%, and at very high level when it comes to SSRS and all that, it goes to a 90% as well. So, and after the migration, we enable the continuous modernization through Agile, and then that becomes the transform. So this is the impact framework that we follow for all our migration projects. I hope from the high level migration project perspective, you must have mapped that we start with the discovery, the assessment, the proposal, do the small POC, and prepare it, migrate, and then validate and continuous transform. So that's the typical flow that we follow for our data platform migration. All right. Let's move on to the next slide. So here, it start becoming from here onwards. It's going to be a more technical. So bring your questions, and I'll hand over the baton to Amit now, and let's begin. Thank you.
Thanks, Bhupendra. Thank you everyone for joining today. So I'm Amit Chandak. I'm a Chief Analytics Officer at Canarica. I'm also a Microsoft Data Platform MVP and Power BI Community Super User. I also help out folks in the community by posting my videos on YouTube as well as writing blogs on Medium. So we will start this journey, but before we start today's journey, let's have a vote. So we would like to understand, what is your biggest challenge with legacy system today? Is it high maintenance cost and license cost, slow performance and limited scalability, difficulty in maintaining data accuracy, or integration issues with new tool? So we'll wait for a couple of seconds and then we'll ask Sushi to give us the results. So Sushi, do you have any results for this?
Yes, it's a split between A and C.
Okay.
No, A is winning, Amit.
Okay, so high maintenance and licensing cost is something which we see as a challenge, and then difficulty in maintaining data accuracy is the second most challenge which we are seeing. Now, should I stay with legacy systems or should I move on? And if we stay, what is the cost of staying with the legacy systems? See, as per the database which is available with us, 80% of the IT budgets are spent on maintaining the outdated system. As the system become older, or you can call them legacy systems, they require more maintenance. There are very few people who is knowing those technology. There are no patches coming in. There are security vulnerabilities which are there. You need to cover them up, and it increases the cost. They cannot be upgraded to the latest hardware. So you still need to, stay with that older systems. So that's why it increases your maintenance. Now, 44% of the CIO feels that the legacy system are the biggest barrier in their digital growth. So if you continue to use the systems which are legacy system, they are not going to give you out of the box things. We are living in a data of AI, and here it is not that I find out what I need, it's that the thing should reach to me. We are not living in an era of paginated reports, and also we are coming out from those visualization where we drill down and we do slice and dice and find out the reason. We are part of an era which is agentic AI based. The agents are going to do the task for me and going to give me the outputs, and sometime based on those things they will also take the next action. So in such era, if you are still staying with the legacy tools, they may not be able to cope up with these AI agents, or there's no integration available with these AI agents. You may be just trying to automate those things and invest a lot of things. So time to come out of the legacy systems. As the system grows older, there is no support available. There are high chances of data breach and vulnerabilities which are there in the system which now are open, and that is why there is very high chances that 50% of such things get exposed, or 50% of your legacy systems are at risk. Also, 70% of the digital effort fails because of the legacy infrastructure. If we don't modernize our infrastructure, then definitely we are heading towards a failure sooner or later. Now, how much global estimated cost of technical debt we are going to create by 2030? And that is as big as $1.14 trillion. Now, what does it take to migrate from these legacy systems? If you want to do it manually, and I assume that you have all the best resources knowing both the technologies, it could be anywhere between 6 months to 12 months. And I'm telling this at real aggressive level because actual manual projects take more than 2 years sometime. I've seen such migration from Click to Power BI in the past, where the entire stuff has happened in manual, and it took almost 2 years for them to move out to the reports which they needed most. I'm going to move forward, but Sushri, you can check if there is any question on the comments, and if you want me to take those up.
Not yet, Amit.
So I will request if you have any questions, you can post them into the chat window, and we'll take it up as we move forward. Now, can data modernization wait? Can we still be competitive, save cost, avoid risk, and remain scalable without modernizing? And if you ask me, the answer is no, you cannot. In an era where your competitors are like running on a fast track on the AI journey, where the data is getting, uh, digged very fast, the results are coming really fast. Based on that, the new things, marketing campaigns are designed, new decisions are taken. If we don't modernize our infrastructure, if we don't modernize our reporting system, if we don't modernize our data system, there are very high chances that we are going to lose the competitive edge, because the entire base for all these AI driven decision making or data driven decision making is to have a very robust data system. We need to make sure that we are on the one of the best data engineering platform which can support all the modern AI tools.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, Amit, it's pretty much evident, at least in our leads, where the likes of Crystal Report or SSRS kind of tools, which were prominent in the last era or last decades, they're all customers are wanting to move to the new or Power BI only for the two reasons. One, of course, Crystal Report has been decommissioned, so that's primarily the push. But SSRA customers are moving to Power BI is predominantly one reason because they want to leverage AI. And any business which is not leveraging AI is pretty much going to run into or left behind, or competitors will take the advantage. So you're absolutely right. Those two are the main reasons or the risk that customers are pushing to modernize their stack.
Yeah, Bhupen, yes, Bhupen, and I think you do highlight one of the risks which I wanted to talk is basically, some of these tools are reaching their end of life, or maybe not supported as good as, they are not getting modernized. They are just there maintaining them as is, and that's a risk, and which you highlight pretty well. And other than that, I think definitely security vulnerabilities are always there. And now what it will do in turn is actually start rising your costs. Maybe you're feeling, okay, today I'm paying so less, I'm happy with that. But what happens as the time progress, these legacy system will start rising your cost 15 to 20% every year. And then you are paying the rising cost and you are not on a scalable platform, which is the biggest challenge. The scalability to the modern cloud ecosystem will not happen with these legacy tools. They were not designed for that. Some of them were designed for desktops. There was an era when we had all the apps, we need everything on desktop. We have this client server based architecture which is not there no more. It's everything which is cloud based, and these tools were not designed with the cloud based infrastructure. They were designed for the client server based infrastructure, and they are not going to scale when you put them as cloud as is. I can't simply take a legacy tool, just put them cloud and scale them on multiple servers. It's not going to give me the scale because it is not designed in a manner to scale on cloud. So that's the reason we can't stay with the current infrastructure. Now, when we would like to migrate, we have tons of choice. And especially if you say for data engineering, how many choices I have? I say you have 1,000 plus choices to choose from to create your data environment. And that is where, after the launch of Microsoft Fabric, we are making this choice really easy for the customer by suggesting them Microsoft Fabric. Or if the customers are not so big, they don't require such a big infrastructure, we are just suggesting them Power BI. Now, those of you don't know about Microsoft Fabric, let me tell you Microsoft Fabric is an integrated platform for data engineering, which provides everything you need from collection, integration, analysis, and presentation. All the entire data engineering cycle is covered. You have all the best tools coming from Azure and participating there in this ecosystem, providing you everything from data ingestion, which could be done using Data Factory, data transformation, which could be done using PySpark or Spark notebooks or SQL, or maybe let's say KQL for real-time analytics. You want to analyze this data, maybe you can use Power BI, you can use SQL if you want to analyze as a data engineer, you can use Spark notebooks if you are a data scientist. Same way for visualization, for presentation, you can use Power BI, you can analyze in Excel, you can present it on PowerPoint using the Power BI pages in PowerPoint. So all these things are available. So is Microsoft trying to sell us a kit here in terms of Microsoft Fabric? No, Microsoft Fabric is not a kit. Microsoft has redesigned this one platform for all data need ground up. What does it means is that it is not just picking up something and putting them into one place and say, okay, this is the kit, go and take it, because that's not going to serve purpose. Because whenever we buy, let's say, data platform, let's say I buy Synapse, I buy Power BI, I buy a Data Factory, all of these need authentication, all of these need this integration, and they have their own compute, they have their own storage, they have their own licenses. All this is going to vanish in Microsoft Fabric because the ground up work has been done to use single compute. Is one compute can drive all your engine, whether it's a Data Factory engine, whether it's a data engineering engine, whether it is a Spark engine, whether it's a Power BI engine. They went from the concept of how much compute I need to compute units, and everything now calculated compute. Use Power BI for 1 hour, you consume this much. Okay, you have total capacity of compute units, you are utilizing from them. Then we have one single storage for your entire infrastructure. We call it one lake. It is virtualized, and it do take care of your regional aspect at the workspace level. You can have data in a particular region. And one of the biggest thing which has been done here is basically, which will actually benefit us in Microsoft Fabric, is that we don't need to create copies. And how it has been done. So Microsoft Fabric still have various ways to store data, like we can store it in Lakehouse or Warehouse. Lakehouse, which is basically your Delta Lake based, Warehouse, which is supposed to be SQL, T-SQL based, but ultimately end up storing data in Delta format. And that's where the entire structured data in Microsoft Fabric is stored in Delta format to provide you that single copy of the data, because Power BI understand that format now, the Warehouse understand that format, Lakehouse understand that format, Data Factory can write down in that format, notebooks can read and write in that format. And because of that, there is no second copy required unless we are doing a transformation and putting it back into the system. So, and this systems give you, because we are optimizing on compute, optimizing on storage, optimizing on number of copies, it gives you total low cost of ownership. And as you know, Power BI is already a number one BI tool. Even if you go along, Power BI is one of the best in terms of low cost of ownership, as well as it's number one BI tool in the market. With Microsoft and Power BI, you also get faster access to real-time analytics. In Fabric, we have Event House, which is CustoDB in Azure world, which allows you to analyze your data, which is in real time. You can have real-time alerting using the alerts in the Microsoft Fabric ecosystem. And this entire ecosystem has been driven by one fundamental, that the operation should be simple, less, and minimal. Now, with Microsoft Fabric, whether you want to secure it using Purview or whether you go with the warehouse security down to the row level security, it's all one streamlined way. Everywhere, whenever you work, it is just one way to go from the top to down, securing it each and every place. And this is why we always suggest these days our customers to go ahead with Microsoft Fabric or Power BI. Now, as Microsoft Fabric is new to this ecosystem, just 2.5 years from the public preview and 2 years from its GA, you might have questions who all are using that. So 70% of the Fortune 500 companies are already using Microsoft Fabric. And these are stats coming directly from the Microsoft. And 25,000 customers who has adopted Fabric, 84% are using 3 or more workloads. So they might be using real-time warehouses, lake houses, data factory, more than 3 workloads they are using. Now, when we talk about Power BI, it is so popular that we have 375,000 organizations which are using it. And that's why it is number one, not only in terms of users, but also in terms of feature, in terms of futuristic platform, the way the things are coming in, Power BI is exceptionally well. Now, what kind of ROI we expect if we, let's say, go ahead with Fabric? So it is projected that for 3 years ROI would be around 350%. I'll move forward, and before that, I'll request Sushri to check if there are any questions in comments.
Yes, so I got this question from LinkedIn, Amit. One participant is asking, maybe you can bring your actual implementation experience into the picture, but how disruptive are these migration processes to our day-to-day business operations?
See, we have to understand that the entire decision making is shifting from, I remember there was a time when I went to one customer and I said, you have such a big report, what do you do with this report? So he said, okay, my team takes a printout and then they mark on it. Okay, this is my action, this is my action, this is my action. And I'm not talking, 20 years back. I'm talking just 10 to 15 years back. And then they start modernizing to the tools like, Power BI or Tableau. They say, no, you can't have these kind of reports. Shrink it down. Take a decision here. Shrink to the pages. Same way, now the decision making is coming to AI agents. So we need a system which enables it. So the disruption will come when we move to the new technologies. And how these tools can help? Yes, they can immensely help by speeding up this migration. We cannot live on those old ecosystems. We cannot stay on those old models. So these migrations will not only speed up, will provide you the access to the latest technology of data and AI, which will help you in creating disruption. Hopefully, I answered it as per expected. And we'll move on. And Sushi will take up more questions as we move forward. Okay, why global leaders are modernizing with Microsoft Fabric or Power BI, or are there global leaders which are modernizing with Microsoft Fabric and Power BI? So the Microsoft Fabric adopters, which we want to highlight here, is Floral Food Group and Hitachi. And Power BI migrations, which we want to highlight, is Coca-Cola and Nestle. So There are various reasons because of which these companies are migrating, and there's no doubt that here we are talking about two best tools in their area: Power BI when it comes to a data analytics tool or business intelligence tool, and when we talk about Microsoft Fabric, we are talking about entire data engineering from data, raw data to decision or to AI. We are talking about that. Now, before I move forward, we will have another round of question, and let's vote. Which factor would be most influential for you to move to Power BI or Microsoft Fabric? One is definitely we would like to have lower cost of ownership, or seamless integration with Microsoft tool is a reason. Advanced analytics or AI capabilities, or cloud scalability and security. So let's vote, and we will see. Let me also vote. So Sushi, how the votes are going?
Yeah, maximum lean is towards all of the above, but advanced analytics and AI capabilities is a very close second, Amit.
Okay, so definitely, I think I was expecting this also to be there, one of the leading one. The reason for that is the modern era is all about data and AI, and we definitely would like to, be on that wave, and that's why we are here to, showcase you some of the migration tools which we have, which can help you to do that. So let's move forward.
Sorry,
Now, Canary,
Amit,
Amit, there is a question. There is a
yes.
question on the chat. It's called, I think it's from John. Is the 350% ROI based on migration from an existing Microsoft infrastructure, or is that a migration from any source platform, any other source platform?
see, when we talk about ROI, so definitely there would be nobody who might not have a previous legacy platform. So if you are on a legacy platform, assume you are on an Azure ecosystem plus Power BI, where you have best in the tool, Data Factory, Synapse, and Power BI, versus you are on Microsoft Fabric. For 3 years, if you stay, what is that you are going to have in terms of ROI? And that's what we are comparing when our customers have started using this Microsoft Fabric. Some of them started as early as 2023. Now, when we look at how they are progressing in last 2 years versus what they were doing previously, this is what from where we are coming up with these numbers. Bhupendra and Sushi, do you want to add something to this?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
So now, what Canerica, who is also one of the featured partner for Microsoft Fabric, and we are one of the first featured partners who appeared in that list of that size of the company, and we are there since very first list has been released. We also became featured partner for SQL DB, real-time analytics, and now we are a featured partner for Migration Accelerators also. And the reason for that is when we started seeing this opportunity almost 3 to 4 years back, that there is a huge migration wave coming in. And with Microsoft Fabric, we see that this wave is going to increase of shifting the platforms. Some of the platforms are reaching end of life. Some of the platforms has already given their ROI, they're becoming legacy, and the organization will decide to migrate that. And that's where we started working on these migration tools, which now we are bringing in front of you, and we have used them with various of our customers where we have successfully migrated, from various legacy sources to the modern sources. So the tools which we or accelerator which we want to highlight today is Tableau to Power BI. Now, after the Salesforce acquisition of Tableau, there are customers who did move to Power BI, and that's where the entire strategy came out. And Power BI is definitely one of the biggest BI tool, and most of the customer with us having a lot of infrastructure on Microsoft, and they wanted to choose Power BI as their de facto BI tool, and that's where entire this migration is coming in. Now there are two different set of tool, giving the same outputs. But some of us who has worked on these tools, they know they are two different worlds when you want to execute. And because of that, it becomes a challenge that you can't simply migrate. You can't have one person expertise on both the tools and okay, you give me the Tableau report, I'll convert Power BI report. And that's where the accelerator comes in. We understood those things in depth, and that's where we created this tool where you have a Tableau report or set of reports, or you have them on Tableau server, and we map them into Power BI. So one to one, many to one, or server to server. All these options we provide you. Then similarly, this is same true for Crystal report to Power BI. Then when we say SQL Server, we are talking about SQL Server uh, reporting services, means the traditional report builder reports. And then we have SSAS and SSIS. So SSAS can be migrated to Power BI. SSAS can also be migrated, and SSI along with SSIS to Fabric. That's also possible. And last but not the least, Cognos to Power BI. Again, Cognos is one of the leading tool in point in time, but now Power BI leading the wave. And to ride on the wave, the customers are moving from Cognos to Power BI. Now, when we come to Fabric, what kind of migration tool we have and what kind of customers who are actually migrating. Now, SQL Server analysis services, reporting services, or integration services customer are seeing Microsoft Fabric as a modernization opportunity. It's providing everything what they need and the scale they need and the modern infrastructure, AI-enabled infrastructure which they need, and that is why these customers are looking towards Microsoft Fabric. Similarly, Azure Analysis Services and Synapse, they are becoming auto migration for Fabric. The reason is that for Microsoft customers, it's a natural choice to move to Microsoft Fabric because it's an integrated environment. Why should I have so much of management having some of those things in Azure Data Factory and some of them in Synapse? I have customers who start their journey from Azure Data Factory, then put the data into the blob files, then take it in Azure Synapse SQL pools, again transform, finally put into SQL pool, everything ready. And then what we do is we create another copy for Power BI because Power BI works best with the import mode. But that's not going to happen in Fabric. In Fabric, that same copy which is there with your lakehouse or warehouse, what we call gold copy, or the data warehouse, the single source of truth, it's the same copy which Power BI is going to read. And that is why a natural migration is happening, and we want to speed this up, and that's where we have created these migration tools pretty fast in last couple of years only. Informatica to Microsoft Fabric is something which we are seeing a lot of customers are demanding, and we are working with them. And again, legacy tool, we want to be having a modernized tool like Microsoft Fabric for the same. Now, what we are going to get with this migration tool, are we going to know? Because when I talk about Tableau to Power BI, I did say they are two different worlds. So definitely these worlds are not going to come together just like that by 100% migration. So will I be able to know how much is going to migrate, what effort I need? And that is where we come up with various reports. So first thing which we provide you is the pre-migration report. With the pre-migration report, we tell you, okay, you have these many data sets which you're supposed to migrate and how many can be easily migrated and what effort it required. We actually tell you, okay, if you would have done manually, this much is effort required. Now, because of we are able to match one-to-one, this is the remaining effort. Now you use the tool, you migrate it. The post-migration reports comes out. And the post-migration report tells you, okay, these were the X assets you had. You have migrated those assets, and these are the assets where you need to take action because we didn't find a compatibility in the other tool. So in this manner, this is, this end-to-end journey, and this is not end-to-end journey alone. We are taking care of with these reports, even if you are taking it as a accelerator service, not as a end-to-end migration service. Regarding that, I'll talk in next slide. I move forward, and Shushri, you can keep eye on the questions.
Yes.
Then what is, do we have something?
No.
No.
Okay, so what kind of ROI you are expecting from this? So from manual migration versus the migration if you do with these migration tools or what we have developed, you will get 60 to 70% faster delivery, more than 50% cost saving, 70 to 80% reduction in overall migration effort, and zero time in transition because we are taking care of that migration by our tools, and 3x post migration insights. Now, why should you partner with Canerica in your migration journey or in your Power BI journey or your Microsoft Fabric journey? One of the reasons I told you that we are one of the featured partner, and we are one of the uh, partner of Microsoft who started the implementation as early as June 2023, when it is just a month old in public preview, and we just after the GA we were in the production with customer, and we have seen that journey of step by step this incremental tool, how this tool has evolved from that stage to this stage, and we understood all the nuances. One the reason that. Second is these migration assistance, which we are providing you. Proprietary, we have developed. We understand this because of huge expertise of the people we have in the team who are from the data field, the people who are champions in their field, who have seen this industry for last 20 years, who have created their own BI tools in the past, who created the companies who have created a migrations assistant for Informatica. And because of that, we are able to build all these systems, or so many migration tools you see here with us. And I think we did not talk about the Power UI part to Power Automate here. That's another big leap which we are giving to our customers. And deep expertise, I talked about we have a deep expertise in Power BI, Microsoft Fabric, Azure ecosystem. We are partner in 3 categories as a solution partner. Not only that, we are also having specializations where if you are looking to start a POV, we can help you out with the funding aspects also. We have a proven framework impact, which Bhupendra talked about. We are trusted by some of the Fortune 500 companies. And if you think that this migration process is somewhere where you need the end-to-end services, we do provide that. It's not only that we are a tool company, we give you tool, we are also going to provide you service. We are going to take care of this end-to-end migration, making sure that you move from legacy to the modern ecosystem. So, and then taking care of that to get you to the next level. Now, before we move forward, or I take a few more questions, time for another vote. And this time, we want to know which BI tool or data platform you are currently looking to modernize or migrate. Is it Tableau, Crystal Report, SQL Server Analysis Services, Reporting, or Integration Services, Cognos, or Informatica? Or maybe there is something else, then you have to type it on the chat. Okay. So Shri, what does your poll says?
Yeah, so for this one, there is no clear winner, Amit. The all three have first three ABC have received equal amount of votes.
And now you understood why we are developing so many tools. I know as a marketing team, you might have a question why so many things are there, because yes, this answers perfectly, the tie answers the answers perfectly why we need so much of tools development. Okay, so let's move forward then.
So I do have another question here, Amit.
Yeah.
And this is somehow related to resources and etc. What internal resources or team members do we need to dedicate to this kind of project? And also afterwards, do you provide extensive training on the migrated platforms?
Okay. So I understand that I think your second question is going to answer the first question also. So yes, we do provide the training on the migrated platform. We are part of, dashboard in a day, fabric in a day programs of Microsoft, if you want to use that. If not that, yes, we can have much more in-depth training. Now, why we need training? Because we are moving to a new platform. We might not have an expertise. and the expertise is needed on the new one. So let's say if I move from Tableau to Power BI, I need more Power BI resource to make it work. Similarly, if I move to Microsoft Fabric, I need more experts on Microsoft Fabric side. So let's say Microsoft Fabric is a new tool. I'm not going to find out the people in the market on Microsoft Fabric. So how do we solve that problem? So Microsoft Fabric in engineering term is not creating something new, but it's a cohesive ecosystem based on the existing technology. So we make sure that you understand this entire ecosystem along with your engineering team, which is already working on the similar technology. We train them so that they can handle. So definitely you require people who know Power BI, who know, let's say, Spark notebooks, PySpark or Scala or SQL, uh, a little bit of real time if you are using KQL and real time analytics. And I think pipelines and data flow Gen 2 are all driven by just UIs. I don't think anybody need expertise, because if you understand data engineering, you will be able to solve problem using those things pretty easily. So I think the only thing is shift. If you have not used PySpark in the past and you want to go ahead and leverage Lakehouse, that's the technology to learn. But yes, bits and pieces of little bit of technology is real. We are ready. We are all geared up. We know how to make sure train these, because when we started this journey 2 years back, there are many customers who came to us were not aware at all. We not only developed the solution for that, we did make sure that their IT teams get enabled after we move out of the project to take it in the self-sufficient way, and all of them are running it successfully. So that's what our expertise is. With that, we will talk about some of our migration success stories, and I will again invite Bhupendra for that to take over and share some of our success stories with the customers.
Sure. All right. So this was the a global enterprise looking to migrate their SQL services onto the Fabric. It's predominantly SSIS infrastructure required a large team to be maintained, and SSIS pipeline struggle to handle the increased data volumes and traditional on-premise solutions like the modern cloud security. And again, as I said before, it's mainly the AI the leverage which was needing, and the more and more data sources, data points are being added. You need the scalable infrastructure. An obvious choice, being a complete Microsoft shop, obvious choice for this customer was to move on to Fabric. So after end of the migration, which I think went about 9 months plus, um, the solution was developed to migrate SSIS pipeline to Fabric using our Flip tools, Migration Accelerators dedicated for that. And we implemented PySpark notebooks and queries in Fabric transformations, leading to a 30% improvement in data processing speeds, because the larger volumes, instead of taking 72 hours plus, they started taking about less than 6 hours or so. And reduction in operational costs 40%, be it the local servers, as the data was growing, more productivity was needed. So it became 40% less and 25% decrease in the manual maintenance efforts. So overall, it was a great success story for Microsoft, from moving from SSIS or SQL Services platform to Fabric. All right. Moving to the next one is healthcare. Now, not only this customer, I can tell that right now we are actively engaged at about close to 12 healthcare customers, which are driven by Crystal Report being end of life. They were saved by SAP by extending the end of life from end of 2025 to 26, but the time is running out. So whether it's a large hospital chain in India or a provider network in the US, or clinical solution provider and in Memphis. So many customers are in journey of migrating their Crystal reports, and their customers in turn migrating them from Crystal report to Power BI. It's 100% a good use case, good reasons, validated reasons to move from Crystal reports. 100% accuracy in the migration wherever we are migrated. quick insight delivery. As I said before, we have the automated discovery tool, which can quickly go and analyze all your assets, all customers' assets in the Crystal reports to know how many thousands or hundreds of reports need to be migrated, how many are of them complex, simple, medium complexity, and then what does it take to move, how much is going to be fully automated versus that requires a manual interventions. So it can you just stay there? Yeah, thanks. So the solution voice, absolutely, customers are happy that they don't have to retain their SMEs to tell what a report does. And that's a major win from the accelerator perspective. We converted this report to interactive, refreshable Power BI files, ensuring accurate migration and unified Power BI with this one specifically on the Oracle ERP, uh, the LMS and HR system that they were talking about, or using the Crystal reports. They are the ones who are really beneficial, but there are more on the similar lines who are leveraging our accelerators to move out of these reports. All right. And so back to Amit for the Tableau to Power BI and Crystal report to Power BI demo.
Businesses today are realizing that to truly thrive, having efficient and integrated data analytics is critical. While Tableau serves organizations well, many companies are now recognizing the strategic benefits of transitioning to Power BI, especially those already using Microsoft's suite of tools. To make your migration from Tableau faster, simpler, and hassle-free, Canarica has developed an AI-driven migration accelerator. With this, migrating Tableau dashboards is as straightforward as it gets. Let's take a look at the demo. The migration starts by automatically converting Tableau TWB files directly into Power BI's PBIP format. The process ensures that all essential data, whether categorized by products, brands, or geographical locations, is accurately transferred. Additionally, all customized visualizations, including charts, tables, and custom layouts, are preserved, maintaining consistency and clarity. Even better, the accelerator uses AI to automatically create performance-optimized measures in Power BI, saving hours of manual setup. And finally, our migration accelerator effortlessly translates complex Tableau formulas into Power BI equivalents by using AI, reducing tedious manual work. Now, let's take a quick look at the key technical steps happening during the migration. First, we start by integrating OneDrive as the data source. This ensures the Tableau workbook is stored in the right location. Next, we configure the Flip migration pipeline, clearly defining the source and destination. Throughout the migration, we actively monitor the process with real-time logs and status updates. Now, the final output will be in a zip file. Once downloaded, we can finally confirm that the migration was successful and ensure your new Power BI dashboard is ready for immediate use. To recap, we started by demonstrating how to migrate a Tableau dashboard to Power BI using Flip, converting from TWB to PBIP format. Then, we configured the migration pipeline, setting OneDrive as the source and a Power BI folder as the destination. We monitored the process in real time. Once complete, we downloaded and extracted the Power BI file. Lastly, we highlighted Flip's AI-powered features, like auto measure creation and formula translation. These AI-empowered capabilities help reduce manual work and make the migration faster and more accurate. Well, if you're looking to migrate from Tableau to Power BI, reach out to the experts at Canarica for a smooth transition at www.canarica.com/meet.
Thank you, Shishri. So I think we're pretty much on time now, and if you have a opportunity to migrate or a platform to migrate or a customer who's looking to migrate, The CTA there is clearly to work with, reach out to Canerica team, and let's start with the discovery, which it's a fully automated um, tool-based discovery at no charge. So if there are any opportunity, let's start with that discovery process. Then we can help your customers or partners to understand what would it take in terms of time and commercials and take it from there. Let us know if there are any questions. All right. Amit, any closing? Sorry, Shushi, you were making some point?
No, I was just saying that yes, we don't have any questions. So
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. What you were saying?
thank you.
Yeah, I was just thanking everyone for attending today's call. And I
All
think
right.
the era of AI is just to, moving to the modern technology tool, and Canerica is there as a partner to help you out.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day, great evening ahead.